Good morning, everyone. Oh, we could do better. Let's try this again. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I want them to hear us outside. I want them to hear us in the parking lot. Make this the loud one. Are we ready? The phones are rolling. This is the one we're going to show on the screen on YouTube. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. There we go. There we go. All right. I'm going to introduce myself formally a little bit later, but really quick, my name is O'Day Huppy. I'm the Dean of Students at Middlesex College, and I'm happy to be here with you all. Let's try this again. My name is O'Day Huppy, Dean of Students at Middlesex College. I was hoping the Middlesex College table would have been standing up, banging on this floor, but it's okay. We'll talk on the drive home. I want to welcome you all to the 2026 camera. There you go. The 2026 Student Leadership Summit. We're going to be getting started, but the best way to kick it off, I want to invite to the stage to welcome us all, Brookdale Community College's own Myrene Cisneros, to welcome all of us. Myrene, make your way. Louder, louder for Myrene, louder.
Hi, can you guys hear me? All right. Good morning, fellow students and college leaders, and welcome to Brookdale Community College. My name is Myrene Cisneros, and I am the president of the Student Life Board here at Brookdale. I'm excited to be with you all today as we bring together student leaders from across New Jersey's community colleges. Community colleges are places of opportunity, growth, and connection, and today is a reflection of that. Before we begin today's program, I'd like to invite Dr. Stout and Dr. Fichtner to join me on stage.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2026 NJCCC Student Success Summit. Are we excited? All right, we need a little bit more energy than that, but I'm sure this is going to come across the whole day. Before I get started, just wanted to thank two of my fellow presidents who are here, Dr. Pugh Bassett and Dr. Spang. Thank you for being here with us today. I'm David Stout, I'm president of Brookdale Community College. Welcome to Brookdale. This is the home of the Jersey Blues. If you look across the opposite side of the basketball court, you'll see Jersey Blues. Does anybody know what the Jersey Blues are, aside from my Brookdale table? Anybody know the Jersey Blues? Nope. All right, so this is the home of the Jersey Blues. It's especially meaningful that we're here in Monmouth County because this is the nation's 250th birthday, right? And right down the road from here, just a few miles away, the Battle of Monmouth was fought here in Monmouth County. And the 3rd Regiment of the Continental Army, they were known as the Jersey Blues. So Brookdale Community College's mascot is the Jersey Blues. And this particular battle was important in the Revolutionary War because it was the first battle in the Revolutionary War that wasn't lost by the Continental Army. They stood their ground, and they stood firm against one of the world's most powerful forces. So I'm reminded of those same characteristics in the students that we have here with us: discipline, endurance, commitment, and a winning spirit that reflect the qualities that we're celebrating in student success today. So every chance I have, I will always speak a little bit about Brookdale. And this year, we spent some time this year redefining our mission, our vision, and our values. Our mission that we defined: Brookdale opens doors to education with courage and care, guiding diverse learners to lifelong growth and success. We envision a future of educational opportunity for all, and we redefined our values, 4 values, as a matter of fact, of compassion, creativity, collaboration, and courage. And I think that when we look at our colleges and what we do and what we're doing together, what we're gathered together today is very much in sync, in concert with those 4 values. But I want to particularly call out a particular person, who over the course of more than 30 years led with compassion and creativity and collaboration and courage, a person who envisioned a future of educational opportunity for all, a person who lived to open doors to education with compassion and courage, and that is Dr. Rose. Dr. Rose, the president of Passaic County Community College, who passed away. Where's our Passaic team? Where's our Passaic team? Our Passaic team right over here. All of us, our hearts are with you. We miss Dr. Rose. Everyone, please give a round of applause for Dr. Rose's legacy. And it's in the same spirit that we gather today across all 18 of our institutions. We expand access, we strengthen workforce pipelines, we improve student success outcomes, we have removed barriers, we strengthen pathways, we build partnerships to connect education to opportunity, and we do it all with compassion, collaboration, creativity, and courage. Together, our colleges have served hundreds of thousands of students each year, contributing billions of dollars to the state's economy while opening doors of opportunity for learners from every single background. We've done it across all 18 colleges, from Atlantic Cape Community College to Warren County Community College, from Salem to Bergen, and everywhere in between. We continue to advance student success in ways that reflect the unique needs of the communities that we serve. So we thank you for being here today. We celebrate you, students. We celebrate your success. We thank you so much for being part of this day, and we welcome you here to Brookdale. And before I take a seat, I just wanted to say a few thank yous. And after I say thank yous, I'm going to expect like this enormous round of applause for the person I'm about to introduce. So for the committee that put this program together, for those that are speaking today, for the entire staff of the New Jersey Council of County Colleges, we want to say thank you for putting this program together. But I want to take a moment to introduce a person who is the courageous leader of the New Jersey Council of County Colleges, the person who just yesterday was honored as distinguished leader by the Heldrick Center at Rutgers, a person who is a colleague and a friend and a mentor to many of us, Dr. Aaron Fichtner.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, we can do a little better than that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear a little community college spirit. Good morning.
Good morning.
There we go. President Stout, thank you for the kind introduction and the words, and for being a leader among all of our community colleges. It is wonderful to see all of you and to be here at Brookdale Community College on such a beautiful day. I want to start by some thank yous. Let's all thank the Brookdale team. Where's Brookdale? Thank you all for hosting this event, opening your doors to all of us across the state, and being so welcoming and supporting. This event was not possible without their incredible and unwavering devotion and commitment. So on behalf of all 18 community colleges, I want to welcome you all to this incredible day, this important gathering. On behalf of our team at the New Jersey Council of County Colleges, Jessica Britt and the other team members who I get to work with every day, thank you for being here to be part of this important day. The theme is connect, collaborate, and lead. So we hope that you all will leave here with stronger connections and relationships with people all across the state. Hope this will be an opportunity for you to get to know people and see that we're all part of this really important community. Collaborate. If we are going to meet this moment, to take on the challenges that affect our communities and our state and our country, we're going to do this together. And so at the heart of this is coming together to get to know each other and to figure out how we lead moving forward. And the final theme is lead. You are all leaders on your campuses and you're leaders in your community. And you are the leaders of the future for our state and our communities. So we are counting on all of you. We are excited that all of you will be showing us the way forward to how we build a community and a state and a country that opens up opportunities for everybody, that respects and values the contributions of all of us. We are truly honored that you chose to be with us today, so thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedules and lives and coursework and jobs and families to come here to be with us. And more importantly, we are deeply honored that you all chose to be community college students. You inspire us every day with your commitment and devotion. Did I hear a yell from somewhere? A little shout out. You are all amazing leaders in your communities, and we could not be more honored and thrilled that you are all here with us today. I hope that you will leave here today inspired to continue your leadership and hard work, to pursue your dreams, and to do it in a way that builds strong communities. So we are truly honored also to have two video remarks from really important state leaders to welcome us here today. The first video is from our Lieutenant Governor, Dr. Dale Caldwell, who took office in January when Governor Mikey Sherrill became governor. And we will also hear from Senator Cory Booker, one of our two senators here in New Jersey. So with that, we will look to the video screen and their welcoming remarks.
New Jersey is proud, rightfully, of its network of outstanding county colleges, their exceptional faculty and staff, world-class campuses, and administrations that continually strive to provide the best in higher education. But the heart of that pride is really pride in you, our outstanding student leaders. Our county colleges are the anchor of higher education, known for their excellence and the opportunity they provide their students. You are making the most of it all, seizing that opportunity. I recognize the hard work, purposefulness, and ambition you bring to your college careers. Among you today are students passionate about academics, the arts, athletics, student government, community service. And you know that being a leader requires responsibility. A responsibility to meet the needs of your community, creating goals, inspiring people, and making positive things happen. It is a commitment to hard work and each other, and fulfilling that commitment shows character, and it grows character as well as showing character. You are the future of New Jersey. No matter what you are studying, no matter what your future career goals, I have confidence that your commitment to leadership will serve you well. And I know that you will make important contributions to the personal and professional communities you ultimately call home. New Jersey is fortunate to have you, and I look forward to seeing the greatness you will achieve.
Hi, I'm you, Senator Cory Booker. Thank you for the opportunity to say a few words. It is my absolute honor to greet our future leaders of tomorrow as you gather with peers from all over New Jersey. Leadership is not defined by titles or positions, but by action, example, integrity, by what we do to empower those around us. True leaders in America inspire others by their example rather than just commanding them to follow. True leaders help people understand that they too are the leaders that we need. This summit presents the best of our state. You inspire me as you gather as a community to learn from each other, to uplift each other, to help inspire each other. The challenges we face today require a new generation of leaders, thoughtful people, courageous folks, and you all give me hope that we will meet this moment in our history and make for a better future. I hope you all have an inspiring, meaningful summit. I hope you create connection and community. And I hope when you leave, you are more able to be the leaders that we need in New Jersey, our nation, and the world. Thank you.
And so with that, I'm going to turn it back to our host for today's festivities, who you already met, O'Day Hoppy. O'Day. Okay. Let's do that again. Let's give out a round of applause for O'Day. Let's go. All right.
Thank you. Thank you all for feeding my ego. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. So once again, you got your Leadership Quest cards. I'm going to tell you a bit more about those a little bit later on. But once again, I want to welcome you all. We are kicking off today. But of course, first, big thank you to Maureen, big thank you to Dr. Stout, and a big round of applause once again for Dr. Fickner. Round of applause. All right. So today, 2026 Student Leadership Summit, it's all about you. So give yourselves a big round of applause right now. This is all about you today, all right? It's going to be all about your voice, all about your leadership, all about the connections that you are going to make throughout the day, the connections you are going to maintain after we leave here. So I'm sure some of you already switched emails, switched IG, already connected with each other, phone numbers. So keep those connections. That's one of the most important things about today. For a prize, does anyone know what the month of April celebrates? What was that? Everyone nice and loud. The month of April is? Awesome. So what better time to celebrate the impact that community colleges has on the community, all right? So that's why we are celebrating and having this event in April, again, to celebrate you and to celebrate the impact that community colleges have, all right? So going back to the connections you're going to make, that is what these Leadership Quest cards are all about, all right? We're going to go on a journey today. You're going to meet some people. I want to ask you, I want to invite you, I want to encourage you to get out of your comfort zones. Can we all agree we're going to do that today? We're going to make those, there we go, we're going to make those connections. So you have your Leadership Quest cards. As you go through the day, your goal is to get some of the stickers and complete your Leadership Quest card. Some of the items on it. And if you've done some of these already, go ahead and raise your hand. Learn about a student club from someone at a different college. Who's done that already? I saw some people walking around. You can also share your favorite leadership quote with someone new. Probably haven't done that yet. Brainstorm a joint event idea throughout the day. Have those conversations. Meet new people. Talk to them. Fulfill your Leadership Quest card. There'll be tables in the back of some of the rooms in some of the areas. Go over, get a sticker. Complete your Leadership Quest card. Are we all straight on what we're doing with our Quest card? We're good? We're straight? We're good? Let me hear you. Let me hear you. All right, here we go. So keep an eye on those. I'll be walking around throughout the day. I'm going to check to make sure you have your Leadership Quest card and you're filling them out. You're heading to the back of the rooms. When you see one of our tables, get your sticker on your Leadership Quest card, all right? As you make those connections, as you're talking, as you're meeting new people, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be sharing your story. I once met a gentleman at a conference a couple years back. His name was Laconia Thurrio, I believe that was his name. And he was a professional storyteller. He had a 9-to-5, but that was his side hustle, professional storyteller. And one thing he shared with me that stayed with me to this day was that the quote he has was, "So much peace can come from learning each other's story." So as you're making those connections, share your stories. Not just when you're having those convos. Around the building today, in all the locations, we have backdrops for the event. There's cameras set up. Stop by those areas and share your stories. Give your testimonial. Tell about your journey as a community college student, all right? We want to know those stories. You're going to be telling each other. Share with everybody else, all right? So if you see those backdrops, you see those student testimonial recording areas, stop by, share your stories. We'd love to know your journey. You'll be surprised who you're probably encouraging someone or motivating someone with your story, all right? All right? Same page, we're good? You're going to stop by, you're going to record your stories. Raritan, how we doing? See? We can't pay. All right. We ready to move on? We're having fun? All right, ready to make those connections? All right, next up, we're going to bring on our keynote. I'm honored to be introducing our keynote speakers today. I first interacted with them or got wind of them Back in like 2020, 2021, the world was a different place. We were virtual. I was home. I was looking at I was invited to a virtual event, and there they were on screen, just engaging, impacting, and encouraging and motivating. Very happy to introduce our keynote speakers for today. Ladies and gentlemen, Trill or Not Trill, founded by Jeff Dess and Lenny Williams, specializing in leadership development, student engagement, and branding solutions for colleges, universities, and companies. With over 500,000 lives impacted, their work blends pop culture, education, and innovation to create transformative experiences. They are the authors of the best-selling book, We Wear Kicks to Work, which they're giving me a free copy after the event. They heard it, you gotta do it. And have been featured on CBS, TEDx, and Fox 5. Everyone join me in a big slow clap. Start a slow clap. That was a fast, slow clap. We're gonna start slow, Big round of applause. Coming to the stage, our keynote speaker for the 2026 NJCCC Student Leadership Summit. Founders of Trill or Not Trill. Faster, nice and loud, stop your feet. Let's hear it for Jeff Dess and Lenny Williams.
Yes, y'all.
Check. Okay, we good. All right.
We good?
Yeah, man. Happy Friday.
I feel like Britney Spears with this mic on.
Britney Spears.
You know what I'm
It's a terrible
saying?
reference.
Like Justin Timberlake, just out here. How's everybody doing today? Y'all all right? All right, if y'all all right, say all right. If you okay, say okay. That okay wasn't hitting. That okay wasn't hitting. Okay wasn't hitting.
That was rough.
We are so excited to be here today. I go by the name of Jeff Dess. This is
Lenny Williams.
And today we are going to hopefully have an exciting, enamoring Trill or Not Trill experience. If you are excited to be here in this room today, make some noise. All right, Lenny, I want to test something out.
Let's see what's going on.
I'm going to take this side of the room.
What do you mean
right
by this
here.
side? You didn't...
I could have the middle row
No,
right
you
here?
cannot.
All right. Y'all are on my team for this moment right here, all right? We're going to call this team Team Jeff. I'm not creative.
That was real creative, Jeff.
That's all I got, Team Jeff. So Team Jeff, we're going to show said team over. They don't even have a name. They don't even have a name over there. They're nameless.
You're still talking.
So Team Jeff, we're going to show them how loud we can be, how energetic we can be. We're going to let this entire room feel the noise. If you got to stomp your feet, if you got to, yes. I see the vibes coming together. So Team Jeff, we're going to make some noise here. Lenny, go ahead. What you got?
Are you done?
I mean, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, cool. So, from here on, we're Team Lenny.
Oh.
I was just following your lead.
Copy the format. The blueprint works.
And we go Team Lenny. We're going to be the loudest in the space, in the city, in the county, in the world.
Oh, the world.
You done?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Stop being rude. All right. Are we going to get started or are you going to go first?
You
You want to go first?
After you,
Right.
Lenny.
So on the count of three, I'm going to raise my hand and we're going to yell, Trill. Y'all with me? On the count of three, we're going to yell, Trill. All right? 1, 2, 3. Trill! Don't be a hater.
Oh, well done. That was cute, man. Y'all are really cute. That was really lovely. Excellent work. We're really proud of you on Team Jeff's side. Just want to let you know, thumb up. Thumb up. Team Jeff, you already know what time it is. We're not even going to say the word trill. We're just going to make some noise. So on the count of three, I want to hear y'all. 1, 2, 3.
Enough. All right, we're going to try this again. All right, we're gonna use the tables, the floor, our hands, our feet. On the count of 3, we're gonna yell trill. We're gonna try this again. 1, 2, 3.
We're gonna build it up. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna carry the noise. We're gonna take the sound to another level. So on the count of 3, we're gonna start from here and then bring it back up. Stomp your feet. If you're losing your voice, then kick some. Don't kick anything. Don't kick anything. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I can't take you anywhere.
Well done.
Let's get started. Let's clap it up for everybody.
Clap it up for everybody.
Are we here now?
Yeah, the energy's in the spot.
We're here now.
You know, so we have a room filled with amazing student leaders all across the genre, the country, the state, everywhere. We have leaders in every position. The question that we're going to ask you right now is, how many of you feel as if you are an influencer? Just by show of hands, really quickly. How many of you feel like, I'm an influencer? How many of you, put your hands down, how many of you feel like you're not an influencer?
Okay.
Interesting. Interesting.
Okay.
Let me tell y'all right now, what we're gonna learn today is the fact that you are in this room right now tells me that you are an influencer. We're going to reshape the conversation on what it means to influence and what it means to be an influencer. When we hear the word influencer, what are some of the things that you hear first? Just say, if you think of influencer, give me some words. TikTok.
TikTok dancing.
TikTok dancer, social media. Confident.
Yep.
Mindset. What was that? Trendsetter. Skills. What was that? Inspiration. Okay. So I want you to know, if you are in a position of leadership, how many of you were elected into your roles? How many of you had to apply for a position? How many of you had to try out for a team or a role or an organization or something along those lines? If you fit any of those roles, I'm letting you know that you are an influencer. We are reshaping the definition of influence. And see, every influencer has an origin story. Every influencer is a superhero of themselves. And one of the favorite things of our space is that every superhero does have an origin story. I love that. Now, Lenny, I know you've got a pretty interesting origin story.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. And I think that when we move forward with everything we do from now and the next hour, I just want you all to understand that we're giving you some really good gems, some really good information. So please write it down, right? So we're going to start with the origin story. And with the origin story, when I'm thinking about for my origin story, when I want to talk to you about your origin story, is that every single day you have to have a story. If you don't create your own story, somebody else will, right? If you don't tell your story, somebody else will. So you have to be very confident in knowing your story. So I always share my story, and I'll share it 100 times, is that I was built around community. My grandmom had 18 siblings.
Wow.
My great-grandmother had 27 siblings.
Dang.
They didn't have a lot of hobbies.
I mean, they had one hobby.
Enough.
I'll say that much.
Take it easy. It's Friday.
Sorry,
we got
man.
a community college.
I love your family, man. I love you.
Do you?
I don't. Yes, I do.
Right? So I always talk about how big my family was, right? So in that family, on average, people have between 5 to 6 children, right? And then you got to think about, after that, it's the grandchildren, then the great-grandchildren, the great-great-grandchildren. And I always share this story because at the end of the day, what I learned was 2 things. One, I learned about community, and I also learned that leadership doesn't come with a handbook. So follow along with me. So my grandma was the oldest child out of 19. So in 2nd grade, because of the way things were in her culture, she had to drop out of school in 2nd grade. Now, when I look at my grandma, despite her dropping out of school in 2nd grade, despite all the work I have done across the country, despite all the leaders, my grandma is one of my favorite leaders of all time. Because my grandmother taught me that community matters. So I'm gonna keep following with me. So I went with my grandma. She used to live in Georgia for a while. I used to go to her house. If you know anything about the South, back then, they didn't believe in air conditioning, and they had plastic on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So when I went to my grandmother's house, it was hot. It was AC, it was off. We had plastic on the couch. It was all these people in the house. And at 8 years old, I got really bold. And I stepped to my grandmother and I said, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of people. I'm hot. My leg is burning. I'm sick of the plastic. I'm still alive somehow. Right? I did all that to my grandma. And my grandmother said something to me that I'll never forget. She said, listen, we're going to always have these dinners. We're going to always bring these people to this space. Because at the end of the day, when we have these dinners and we have this space, as long as you bring something to the space, you belong in this space. And I feel the same way about all of you. When you think about your roles, and you think about these rooms, and you think about these spaces, and you think about your leadership, you might not know what leadership means. You might not even know what you are supposed to do as a leader. But at the end of the day, when you create the room and you create the space, as long as everybody's bringing something to the space, they belong at this space. And that's what community is all about. And that's how I was raised. And that's how I want you to think about it on a day-to-day. You can't do this thing called leadership by yourself. But you also can't have a bunch of people that's in the space that's not bringing anything and no value to the space. So as long as they're bringing something to the space, you belong in the space, they belong in the space, and that's how you're going to get to the next level when you build that community.
When you tell that origin story, you start thinking about the people who helped bring you to the spaces. You did not do this by yourself. You had to work with somebody that gave you advice, that was a mentor, that pushed you to be your best self. So what I want everyone to do right now while you're seated at your table, I want you to find somebody next to you and ask them, talk to them, have that conversation with them, and let them know about one person who put you on, one person who pushed you to be better, one person that was there before you that made sure you were great. So give us 1 minute to have that conversation, to share your origin story with one another.
Shout it out. Clicker? Yes? No?
Jeff has a clicker.
Oh, we got it.
Jeff's got the clicker.
I got it.
Yeah, sorry. Is it working?
Sage, you got it. Clicker.
All right, let's start wrapping up the conversations. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, say, you're. All right, y'all can hear me. So here's what we want. Real quickly, I'm going to look to this table right here. And all I'm going to ask you to do is I want you to shout out that person. Give them flowers. Shout out the person who has helped you out. Ready? I'm going to start with you, my friend.
Mama!
Your mom. Shout out to all the moms in the building. Anybody who had a mommy, whatever you call your mama, shout out to moms. Let's get another person from this table.
My mom!
Oh, your mom too? Shout out to your mom. Shout out to your mom. I love that. All right. O'Day, we're going to keep you around in this area right here. Can somebody raise their hand and shout out their person? Shout out their person.
My dad.
Shout out to dad. You already know.
My husband.
Shout out to your husband. That's my husband over there. Shout out to my husband. Yes, shout out to your husband. That's my husband.
Miss Gatos.
Is she in the room? Yeah. Shout out to the people in the room. Yes. Let's get a couple over here.
Dean Panic.
Shout out to the Dean. Dean Panic. Oh, Dave, we're going to get your steps today, brother. We're going to get you those steps today.
Price is right, man.
Garrett Farah all the way over there.
Where you at? They showing you out. In the room? Are they in the room? Where they at? Raise their hand. Yeah. Let's get one more, and then we'll get some on this side.
My teacher, Senora Torres.
Shout out to Senora Torres. All right, let's get a couple on this side of the room.
Yep.
Go ahead, just yell it out. Just yell it out. Yeah.
Ow.
Oh, the microphone came right to you.
My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Shout out to that.
I choose myself.
Oh, yourself.
Hey, talk about it.
He said, me, myself, and I.
I'm the boss.
He said, I was in the mirror looking at myself like, you are great. I am great. I love that.
My sister.
Shout out to your sister, all of our big brothers, sisters, and siblings.
My mentor, Dr. Angel Camillo.
Shout out to Dr. Angel Camillo. Let's get last two. Yup.
My advisor, Anna.
Shout out to Anna, the advisor in the building.
My cousin Andres.
Shout out to your cousin Andres. Last one. Let's get last one.
LeBron James.
LeBron.
The GOAT. The GOAT.
LeBron. Yo, you think LeBron better than Jordan? He said, yeah. I love it. Now listen, you know why we talk about it's so important for us to not only shout out the people who helped us get there, but listen, we have to now start thinking about how do we collaborate with a purpose. If you're not working alongside one another, then you're not doing the work. So many people think and believe that they can star and they can shine on their own. If you go on that journey by yourself, you will not succeed. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. I know some of us have maybe an ego or have the passion or think that we can do this alone. I'm letting you know there is no such thing as success without positive community and collaboration that comes with it. Like if you're thinking about a club or organization, anybody in here in a club or an organization, right? If you're in a club or an organization, stop doing programs by yourselves. Stop trying to do these events on your own. Start collaborating with people that don't necessarily look like you. Start talking to audiences that are different than you. How many of y'all are athletes or play sports? Any athletes in the building? Let me know, for y'all that are athletes in the building, same thing. There's no such thing as trying to be this individual person that can win on their own. Even if you play an individual sport, your greatest tennis player still has coaches, still has other people that are helping them succeed and move forward. How many of y'all are in student government? I know there's a lot of student government folks in the building, right? Shout out to student government, right? My folks in student government, you cannot succeed without each other. Because how many of y'all have run into a space where you thought everything was good? You were set up, you had the training done, you came to this retreat, you were ready to go or something like that, and then come next semester or come the summer, that same person never showed up to the first meeting. All of a sudden you get an email that says, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Or somebody just ghosts you the whole time. Anybody ever been ghosted before? You know, it's not great, it's not great. It's not great. I'm married now, so I don't gotta deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But ghosting, according to clubs and organizations, is not your personal life. But when I want you to think about your collaboration with a purpose, find individuals that are going to push you to be better. Find people that are going to lift you up when you are at your lowest. People that are going to show up when you don't know that they're going to show up. That's the type of collaboration that's going to push you to the next level. Like, I think about collaborating all the time, and I'll tell a quick story about Lenny and I. See, I was an individual speaker, and so was Lenny. We were working on two completely different projects, working in two completely different spaces. I have a background in creativity, in English, and writing, and poetry. Lenny has this extensive background in business. He has an MBA. He's a business professor. We had two separate mindsets. And a lot of people didn't think that we'd be able to coexist. But we went to each other, and you know how it started? He shouted me out and said, yo, I see what you're doing, Jeff. I just wanted to give you a shout out. And I shouted him back out. I said, man, Lenny, I see what you're doing. I wanted to give you a shout out. Then we looked at each other and said, let's get this work done together. And the fact that we've come together, I'm not here to shout ourselves out or try and brush our shoulders off or gloat or anything. But listen, we've spoken to over 150 colleges and universities together. We've been around this entire country, over 45 states together. We've been across this entire world together. We wrote a book together. We make money together. We empower people together. We drove here together.
Yeah. I was passenger princess.
Passenger princess. But I tell that story because so many people have sat down and said, Jeff, you should do this by yourself. And some people said to Lenny, man, I don't know if Jeff is, you don't need a partner. But what they don't understand is that when you have a collaboration with a purpose, you have somebody that's there when you're not. Somebody that when you're falling back, pushes you back to the center and to the space of success. So I want you all to know in your positions of leadership, identify the people, the folks, the individuals that you can collaborate with impactfully, effectively, that are gonna make you better.
Yeah, I'm gonna go really quick for the next slide. I think even in this space, this is what I love about spaces as such. We're not talking about just collaborate in your community college. There's other community colleges here, there's other leaders here. Think about how we can collaborate together outside of just the nature and the people that you know on a day-to-day, right? That's what makes these events so powerful to me. You know, when we think about, and I'll go really quick, but when I think about our bio and you think about a lot of the work that we did, a lot of it did not come from our resume. It came because we collaborated and talked to people and connected with people at conferences and spaces just like this. Right? So on a day-to-day, I want you to think about how can I collaborate with people, how can I treat people the right way, and how can I look at ways to come together as a community to take me to the next level. And the last thing I'll say about collaborating with a purpose, you don't have to collab with somebody right away. Treat people like a human first. How are you doing? How's your day? How's the conference going? Be genuine. People remember that first over your title, over the work that you're doing. They're gonna be like, wow, that person really made me feel good. That person really did this for me. And that's the real work. When you want to collab with a purpose, yes, do the work. But collab with a purpose is treating people the way you want to be treated on a day-to-day, because they'll never forget that, and then that's how we come together and collab as a group.
Talk to me. Say collab with a purpose. Say collab with a purpose.
There we go.
All right, we're going to get that, man. Now, let me tell y'all about your authentic selves. This is important for us to know. I walk into some of these spaces and into these rooms, and we see it all the time. You know, we wrote a book called We Wear Kicks to Work. And the reason we wrote that book was because we would walk into these spaces, and individuals would look at us, and because of the color of our skin, or because we wore sneakers, or because of our age, they looked at us and said, I don't know if you belong in this room. Has anybody ever felt like that? Either felt like somebody said to them they didn't belong in this space. Anybody ever felt like that? For whatever reason, right? Somebody said, I don't know, what are you doing here? I don't know if you should be in this space, right? We've seen that happen. I don't know how many times I've had that conversation. And I'm talking to not only the students, I'm looking at the staff too. Y'all have been in those rooms. You've been in those spaces where people underestimate your excellence and your intelligence. And sometimes you gotta let them know. Now listen, I'm from New York City. Holla, you know what I mean? Now I don't know what that really means. But I'll tell you what it means to me. I have an issue, and I'm just gonna confess to y'all. Is it okay? This is a safe space, right? Can I talk to y'all for real? Can I chill with y'all for a minute? I have a problem. My first issue is I have issues with the phrase, you know what I'm saying. I just can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't like.
You just did it.
I just need. Don't laugh. It's a safe space. I just can't get out of saying, you know what I'm saying? It's just how I grew up. It's how I was born. There's another piece of this issue that I had. Can I share another thing with y'all? Is that cool? Thank you. The word yo. It's really hard for me not to say yo after it's like yo. I can't get rid of it. So sometimes I walk into these rooms, right? With presidents of universities, with CEOs of companies, and they'll be looking at me, and I'm like, I just did it. I caught it. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? So like, I would walk into these rooms. I just caught that too. Now I'm nervous, right? But I would walk into these spaces and feel like I'm not being my authentic self. And I would have to fight and struggle and push back with that. And then all of the other things would start to compound. I would feel like, man, should I be saying this because I'm from a certain neighborhood? Or because of the color of my skin, maybe I'm being judged differently. Or because I'm a little bit younger, I don't know. Or all of these things start to pile on. And then we start to get this imposter syndrome. Y'all know what that is? I don't feel like I should be in this room. Well, I'm letting y'all know we can go into whatever room we want. Because despite the yo's and, you know what I'm saying, and the kicks and the sneakers that we wore, the same thing, they would judge us. We had a name called Trill or Not Trill, and people judged us for that. And then we would walk into these rooms, walk into these spaces, and all of a sudden, the game changed. Because they knew the work that we brought to the table was more important than anything else. All of a sudden, the yo's and, you know what I'm saying, and the sneakers didn't matter because we would bring the assessment. We would bring the research. We would bring the work. We would be on time. We would be diligent. We would move forward. We would do what we had to do to win. When you show up, then you can start being who you are a lot more easily. We're going to break through some of these spaces. There's been a lot of voices that are telling you you can't wear your hijabs in the room. We're going to say that's not true. There are a lot of people who don't like that you have dreads or hair, your hair is a particular length. We say, nah. Some of y'all got tattoos on your face, on your neck, on your arms, showing whatever. Oh, well. Y'all about to get this work with your authentic selves. So I want everybody to know, be you. Do the work, but be you. What you think, Lenny?
Yeah, I want to just go a little further than that. I think that when you think about being yourself, and when you think about coming to this space, if you look like, I love not being or looking like everybody else in the room. Like, I kind of embrace standing out, because standing out means that I'm probably representing a person or a culture or a group or a team that wasn't able to get in the room, right? So that automatically makes me a leader. Even if I feel like I'm inexperienced or I'm too young, it doesn't matter, because I'm here now. And maybe I do look different than everybody else, but you're going to remember me because I do look different than everybody else. I may deliver a little bit different than everybody else, and now I stand out, and I love becoming my authentic self. That's part of it. I think the second part is when you're such a trendsetter, and it's not about being a trendsetter all the time, but when you are ahead, right, or when you do the research, or when you feel like you're different, and especially for you all, I'm going to keep it really real, especially for you, when you think about companies and stuff, companies need Gen Z. Right? They say all what they can say, all the stuff they want to say about you. Oh, Gen Z is this, Gen Z that. They need Gen Z. Right? So when you're in this space and when you go into these spaces, they need you. Remember, I told you that. I want you, if you don't remember anything today, every time you go into space, if you are a Gen Zer, right, and you're in that space, you think like, man, I don't have the experience or I haven't started. Now, they need your authenticity. They need to know who you are, because you are the next leaders. Right? You are the future. We need you to keep going. Right, so I want you to keep bringing that. And the last piece of that, when you are your authentic self, you know, just to get back to the story about wearing kicks, you know, people laughed when we wore kicks. And now colleges have sneaker bash and sneaker galas and programs. Sometimes people laugh, they just don't understand. Right? That's their own insecurities. Don't let nobody's insecurities weigh down on your passion, on your goals, and who you are. Right? Don't let nobody do that to you, because sometimes you're just ahead of everybody else and they don't see it yet. So laughing is their mechanism, or making fun of it is their mechanism. But if you keep doing the work, as Jeff mentioned, and you have the assessment, you're always on time, you did your research, people will embrace it, and believe it or not, people will start to copy it as well. Right? So be yourself.
How many of y'all, I saw some hands go up, but I want somebody to shout out something about themselves that is authentic. And if I can get my runners one more time, I'm sorry to put y'all back on mic duty, but I want you to shout out something about your authentic self that may have been judged, that people may have looked at you differently for whatever the reason is, because we're going to show you that you could be that fly self no matter what. All right, let's start with right here.
Pageant girl, so I get judged a lot for being, I guess, pretty and different, because pageant girls are, oh, wear a crown, be pretty, face full of makeup. No, it's about making change. It's about making a difference, and that's why I'm using my voice as a pageant girl.
Man, shout out to pageant girls, man. I hear you on that, man.
Clap it up for that.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Let's get over here.
So, you know, despite my size and appearance, I actually do enjoy musical theater.
Word up, man.
Love that.
Shout out to all my musical theater people in the building, man. Appreciate you for that. Anybody else? Yes.
Something authentic about myself that I would say in the way that I lead is that I find strength and sensitivity, so I'm not afraid to be vulnerable and to connect in a personal level with the people that I lead.
Yes, vulnerability, important.
Love that.
Thank you. Let's get it.
Hello, my name is Cohen Lewis. One of my favorite things about myself is staying humble and corny. And I feel like that's a big thing that everyone should take on. Because if you're corny, if you're humble in what you believe, it's only going to inspire other people and hopefully take away some of those naysayers. But yeah, being humble about being corny.
That's a bar right there. That's a bar. Man, shout out to all my corny people in the building. Not the cornballs.
That's different.
The corny. We support the corny. Yes. Yes.
I got judged for being passionate and coming up with new ideas every day.
Man, listen.
That's what I'm talking about.
Listen,
Exactly
that's going
what
to
I'm
get
talking
you. They're going to try and judge you. They're going to try and stop you. Keep being innovative. Talk to me right here in the front.
So I'm a music student, so everyone thinks, oh, you're just going to be a teacher. But I like doing other things. Like I run clubs, I'm in student government. I also help with events around campus and stuff. So I don't just do music. I like doing other things too.
Yeah, thinking outside of your traditional box, breaking those barriers. Let's get a couple more.
Yeah, let's get one or two more.
I'm an immigrant. I came to America in 2014, and that culture shock is a challenge to get through. And I think I did pretty well with it, so that's something I'm pretty vulnerable with.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Shout out to all my immigrants. Shout out to all my first gen.
I'm very studious, and I take pride in that, so people think I'm smart. And I tell them, don't judge me. I'm smart, I'm not gonna lie.
You're like, I'm not smart at all.
Either be extremely smart, or I could be extremely stupid. It would blow all your expectations off me. So never judge me, because I could exceed your expectations either way.
That's it. Don't judge me at all. Let's get a couple more, and then we'll move back. Yeah.
So I'm an older, non-traditional student, and I had to take time off because of my struggle with bipolar disorder. And so now, as an older student, it can feel difficult to be in these spaces, with younger students. And also, my interest in the psych field to eventually be a prescriber, to practice medicine, as someone that has a mental disorder in psych, can feel like I'm being judged, like it's something that I'm not meant to participate in. But I feel like the more I have engaged in school, the more I believed in myself, the more I've been able to accumulate confidence, despite what people on the surface may assume is a path not meant for me.
Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate you. Let's take one last one. Last one over here.
Yeah, so I feel like I learned to be comfortable, like being weird. So I guess like now I just don't care what people think about me anymore. So I just like do whatever I want to do and just like be weird, I guess.
He said, man, I'm just be me. Just gonna have to deal with what you get. I love that. Thank you. Let's give everybody a quick round of applause for that kind of work. So before we go into this, because I want to make sure we get into our time, it's important. Let me go back to this one actually right here. This one is key. When we talk about influencers, the term followers really comes into it. And I'm going to let you know right now, many of you have individuals that you're either following or are following you in various capacities. They might be members of your organizations, they might be friends, they might be individuals. Now, we do this activity wherever we go. If you saw us last year, we did it. If we go to any college campus, we do it because we think it's essential. I want everybody to pull out their cell phones right now. For those of you that saw us last year, you probably got some folks that still need to go. I'm going to let y'all know what it is right now. Take your cell phones out. All of us have individuals that are part of our day-to-day, that are in our phones, that we're following on social media, that are in our contacts, that need to go. You know who they are. They don't add value. They don't push you to be your best. They say negative things. Even the little things, the small things, like when you got that real nice IG photo, when you take your time, put some filters on it, you got your pose right, you did everything you need to do, and that person ain't even like the photo, like just the little things like that.
They watch the story though.
Hating. Or those individuals that, when you need them, they're never around. But they asking you for everything. They're always asking you for something, always pushing you to be something that you're not. Some of them are folks that you can't rely on. I want you to find that person in your contacts right now, because you know who they are. Some of them are haters, some of them are detractors, some of them are problematic, some of them are people that you were in a relationship at once that need to go.
Some of them be asking for money.
Some of them asking for money.
You know, I got a cousin. Don't get me started.
You got a cousin right now. Let me get $30. What?
Sending me
Haven't
cash
seen-
app requests. Like,
What? And so here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Once you've identified that person, we're going to do something. And just to show y'all, I am not like
man, Jeff.
better than y'all.
Jeff.
I'm not above y'all.
Jeff,
I'm going to go on my phone too.
Jeff.
Let me see if I can find somebody.
Come on, man. It's Friday.
Because some people got to go. Got one right here. Her name is Andrea.
Oh, man.
All right? And Andrea's phone number is 718-531.
Yo, just stop.
Don't give out the number? All right, well, Andrea got to go. And so just to show y'all, I need some help. So I'm going to come to my friend right here. You see Andrea, right? 718-54. Yep, you see that? Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to delete this contact from my phone.
With pleasure.
Thank you. With pleasure. Get Andrea out of there.
See you later.
Now, I'm going to help y'all out. Because some of y'all are not really good at deleting people from your phone. You just did? Some like, I deleted 3 people right now. Anybody need help with deleting somebody from their phone? Because I've got a great deleting finger right here. Some of y'all took the phone out, didn't open up the contacts, went into your notes, took a moment to get into TikTok real quick, did something else, started fronting. Like, yeah, Jeff, I'm gonna delete somebody. Yeah. Went into your phone book, did something else. Well, I'm here to help you out. Everybody's good? Yeah, it's all fun and games. Thank you. Thank you for being vulnerable right here.
This is my manager.
This is your who? Your manager? At your job?
You still work there.
You about to quit the job? You see what I'm saying? You gotta quit the job.
Everybody gotta go.
I mean, she's just like, she just called me whenever she needs.
The manager calls you whenever you need,
Whenever she needs.
or whenever she needs you.
And then I need her. She's like, oh, I don't need her.
When you need her, it's not available.
Well, guess what?
You know what? It's time to go. All right? Where do I delete that right there? Show me. You want me to block it? I'm gonna block it. Oh, say no
we
more,
blocking
girl.
it too.
I am. I delete you right now, girl. Manager. You out, manager. Gone.
Let's clap it up for that.
See you later.
Thanks for playing.
You know what I did too? I blocked them too, yo. Hit them with a block and a delete. You got somebody?
Yeah, Edward.
Oh, you said the whole Edward.
Yeah, Edward.
Well, Edward gotta go?
Edward has to go.
All right. Listen, your phone is in French?
Yeah, it is in French.
Bloquez le contact. Modifier. That means edit. He's speaking French. Supprimer le contact. Gone, Edward.
Thanks
See
for
y'all
playing,
later,
Edward.
man. I'm gonna get one more. And they gotta go, Lenny.
I'm here, man.
He was a friend of mine. I knew him throughout some outside of personal friends. But
Yeah.
He stopped randomly calling me.
This person stopped randomly calling you.
Yeah, but what I was there for him when he actually needed me. And mind you, he was going through some relationship issues, and he was blackout drunk, so I was there for him.
You were holding him down, and he wasn't holding you down. Can I say the nickname or not?
I guess.
Yeah, I think the nickname's pretty funny. This person's nickname is AKA Post Malone. There's a photo here where he kind of do look like Post Malone in here. I thought it was actually, I was like, damn, you deleting Post Malone from your phone? Post Malone gotta go, man. Gone, blocked and deleted. Get Post Malone out of here. We gotta let these folks know that energy doesn't exist in our excellence. We don't tolerate negativity in a space where we're trying to grow, right? And the last thing I want you to do, Lenny, we don't just delete people. What do we do next,
Yeah, I think
man?
the last part, we want to make sure, when we talk about redefine our followers, we want to make sure we give love to those that give us love all the time, right? So we got to think about those individuals that show up for us every single day, and not even have to be every single day, right? The people that show up for you even when their presence is there every single day. You know they exist, you know they're around. I want you to go into your phones and text them and just say thank you. Because sometimes we forget, they do so much for us that we automatically think it's going to continue to happen. And I'm going to tell you something right now, it doesn't automatically mean it's going to continue to happen. So in the moment, please make sure you're telling these individuals thank you. But today, I want you to tell them thank you.
That's it, a simple thank you. Lenny, thank you, man.
You already know, man.
Appreciate you, man. You gotta show people love. If they're in the room, say thank you to them right now. Some of y'all shouted them out earlier. Say thank you to somebody that you appreciate. Give them some air high fives. Show them some love, a handshake. Thank you. I appreciate you. Do not be afraid to say thank you to those people.
Show love.
And last but not least, then shout out. I like that love right there. Two high fives. I like the double high five right there. Can I get a high five real quick? Somebody give me a high. Come through. Give me a high five. Come through here, man.
There we go.
Can I get a high five? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. We want you to turn off the noise. Because at the end of the day, we are going to be filled with distractions. People are going to constantly push you, constantly berate you, constantly agitate you. And the strong, the successful, the leaders are the ones that are able to turn off the noise. You know, folks put the notifications off on their phone.
Everybody. I don't know what that's about.
I can't get in touch with nobody.
D&D 24 hours.
Whole day. Turn off the notifications. We are really people who love to turn off the notifications on that phone. But why do you turn off those notifications? What are some reasons you turn them off? Can't be bothered, right? Yeah. You're studying. You're tired. Tired. Right? Yeah. You don't want people having access to your time. Now let me let y'all know, these are all excellent responses to why you take those notifications and you put them on your phone. Now I'm gonna ask you, in real life though, what does the notifications being turned off on your day-to-day look like? When you walk into rooms, when you're tired, what do you tolerate, right? How many people in your day-to-day when you see on campus, when you walk around in your communities, do you allow in your spaces? Yeah, your phone's on notifications off. You got that D&D, but I'm letting you know right now, notifications in real life are on all the time. There is no button to turn off. There is no button to silence the notifications. But what are you doing and who are you allowing to notify you? Who has room in your excellence? That's what we're talking about when we think about influence and being an alternative influencer. It's about an individual that not only pushes people to be their best, but also understands that you don't get every piece of me. I understand and live in my peace. I turn off the noise.
Stop using noise to avoid the goal that you want to go after.
Talk to me.
Right?
Say that again.
What I mean by that is stop using noise to be the distraction for the goal that you really want to go after. I know how leaders work. We worked at college campuses a lot. They're the treasurer of this club, the president of that club. They got 6 jobs. They got an internship. They got 18 credits. They changed their tire. Mom's tired. They still made it to school. They got to take the dog. They walk a cat. I don't know how you walk a cat. I don't know. You're just doing stuff. At this point, you're just doing stuff. You're just busy. Busy doing nothing. Just busy. We know those people. And unfortunately, sometimes it's us. Right? We take on all of these things. Right? We take on all these tasks. And then we forget what the major goal is. And sometimes I'm going to go a little step further than that. We add that noise because we're so afraid to go after what we really want. And what I'm saying to you is that when you have a plan A, or you have that plan A as a goal, that's the goal you want to really go after. If it doesn't align with that, don't do it. If it doesn't make sense, don't do it. If you're at this point, joining that club or organization don't make sense, don't do it. If you can't hang out with these particular people for 3 to 6 months, don't do it. They'll still be there. Lock in after that plan A. A lot of times we add noise because we're afraid to go after what we really want.
And here's what I want everyone to do. In these kind of spaces, you're gonna be moving and having conversations all throughout the day, going to sessions and having meetings and things of that nature. I want everyone to sit up for me. Take a moment. Sit up in your best posture that you possibly can. I want you to feel comfortable in that space. Sit up. And just for a brief moment, I want you to either have your hands to the side, I want you to either fold them in front of you on your lap, or you can fold them in front of your table, but I want you to have your hands kind of in front of you or to your side. If you feel comfortable doing so, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. If you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, I want you to focus on one thing, on the ground, on the table, lock in. And I want you to do some breathing, right? We're gonna, on the count of 3, I'm gonna ask you to inhale and then listen to me when it's time to exhale. 1, 2, 3, inhale. 4, 5, 6, exhale. One more time, 1, 2, 3, inhale. 4, 5, 6, exhale. Yep. And we're gonna exist in some silence really quickly. You're gonna hear some noise, you're gonna hear some distractions, you're gonna hear something, people might be giggling or whatever, but this is the moment to just take a moment and find your peace. Take a break. Take some time. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let you exist in this for at least 1 minute. In 3, 2, 1, open your eyes. If you caught a nice little nap there, shout out to you. It was early, some of y'all was on that bus ride early. Take a quick minute nap, thank you, Jeff. Just remember, y'all are influencers. Y'all are game changers. You're not just in positions of leadership, you're in positions of change. You are literally going to impact people's lives like you've never known before. There's somebody that's going to have their college experience shaped by an interaction that you've created. That, my friends, is influencing. It's not the influence that you see on social media or TikTok or dancing, it's the work. All right? So give yourselves a round of applause. Now, what we want to do is really quickly, and at the end of the day, we'll share some of these slides with the team here so you can take some of our notes home. But we want to walk away here and make sure that we provide you with some tips on how to be a better networker. Because part of influence and part of leadership is networking. And not just networking like going to a meeting and giving a business card, but networking from the standpoint of promoting yourself and influencing others.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something really quick too. We talk about network, I think it's the best way to open up. So we're gonna provide to you all 2 things. One, you can find us on LinkedIn. I always suggest to look for us, find us on LinkedIn, you see our names. And then I'll also provide to you all our Instagram, right? So if you feel as though you have any questions today that you weren't able to ask, we'll be able to answer those for you. We will leave a little bit of time at the end to take on a couple questions, but you can follow us. So on Instagram, I am professor.williams, so professor.williams. And then this is Mr. Jeff Dess, all one word, right? So Mr. Jeff Dess, professor.williams. And then you can find us on LinkedIn. And then again, if you want to find us that way and get our LinkedIn, but it's important for us to connect with you all too, right? We're not going to just be on stage and just leave and go home. Like, our goal is to be able to connect with you. I brought it up earlier, and it's just important that you make sure that you connect with anybody of all ages, of all generations. That's what I love about community college, and I'm glad the student brought it up in the back. It's multi-generational, right? There's Gen Z, there's millennials, there's so many different people, there's different cultures, different countries, and I love that. So it's important for us to say that we still learn from you all too, right? You might be able to help us just as much as we're able to help you. So please connect with us before we get into the networking piece. And then again, earlier they brought up the Leadership Quest card. Make sure that you're paying attention to that. Make sure you're still connecting. You're learning about different clubs and different organizations. And as we said earlier before that, at the end of the day, you want to empower your campus, but learn how to collaborate with other campuses as well. So we can get right into some of the tips for networking.
Yeah, we're going to give you some tips. So feel free to take a picture of the slides. We are open for all of that, because we're going to move a little bit quickly here, but we want to make sure to get you as much information as possible, right? So here's some things that we want you to do. Why are you networking? It's important for you to understand why most people network. Number one, how many people would like to have a better reputation? Just people know them more as a leader when they want to be able to establish themselves. Anybody in that space right now? I just want to be known as a more impactful person. How many people would like increased visibility, would like to see more people come to our clubs, our organizations, our student government, participate in more? Anyone like that? You want to network because you want a stronger support network. You're looking for other people to support you and help you. Next, improve business growth, right? Maybe you want to improve your organization or improve your personal and professional career. And then lastly, let's make some impactful connections and let's move forward with that. All right? First thing is storytelling networking, right? And please, we apologize for the typo, not on this slide. Oh yes, on this slide. Yes, our third one, sorry for the typo. So number one, we talked about your origin story. Walk into every room and have your origin story. You see how Lenny has the origin story about his grandparents and his family? That's an important story that breaks down a lot of bridges. Like being able to connect and have those conversations with individuals so everyone know your origin story, right? That's a big one. Does anybody have a quick origin story? If you don't, that's okay. But I want you to make sure you have it down. Who are the people that helped you become who you are? Who are you? That is your origin story. Who is your community? What does it look like from the beginning? Number two, alternate storytelling. You have to be able to be a storyteller. I want everyone to have at least 3 stories in their back pocket, right? 3 stories in your back pocket. Essentially, have a story that you can share about anything. So the 3 stories that you can tell is story number 1 is something that's related to people, right? Something that's related to people. Story number 2 is something that's related to culture, sports, news, society. And then story number 3 is something about yourself, right? So something that touches other people, something that touches the entire community, and something that's about yourself. Have 3 stories in your back pocket that describe what that looks like. And you could talk to us later about what some of those are. And then before I go into don't be afraid to be engaging, the last one that's really important, understand your audience. Always know who you're talking to and why you're talking to them. Can you talk a little bit about that audience piece?
Yeah, so I think what's important is don't be ChatGPT on a day-to-day, right? Walk into a space and and I brought this up earlier and I'll bring it up again, is being a human. When I think about all the students that are successful in the spaces they got in, yes, they needed a degree to even be looked at. Yes, they needed to be involved in clubs and organizations, but the students that set themselves apart are the students that can understand the room and understand the audience. Like read the room, right? If everybody's talking about the area, the space, the traffic, either join into that conversation or wait till the conversation makes sense for you to have it, right? Don't come in with your 30-second elevator pitch in between somebody talking about the Mets losing 12 games in a row.
Well, they've won 2 in a row. They've won 2 in a row. Just wanted to.
That was a shot towards you.
That was.
But
I didn't like it, guys. I'm sorry.
But what I'm saying is that you want to make sure that you're reading the room on a day-to-day. And I'm going to go a step further, right? Also be in the space to think about, and we didn't get to talk about it a little bit earlier, everybody has some type of power. Right, so if you're in a space, I'm gonna give you an example. If you're in a hospitality space and you are a server, don't go into the mindset I'm just a server, go into the mindset that I'm a leader. Because when you go into the mindset I'm a leader, you start to talk to different customers. And sometimes those customers or those individuals that come on a day-to-day are the one person that's gonna get you the job or the opportunity or the internship. But if you go around waiting for the 30-second pitch because you gotta wait for an interview or wait for a conversation, no. Be a human, talk to as many people as possible, even if it's just a how you doing and a hello, because that little bit of connection can get you to the next space.
Let's go to the next one here. So the next thing is reciprocity networking, right? Assure that the relationships that are built are mutually beneficial and developmental for all parties. Essentially, don't go into every room being somebody that's asking only. Be somebody that can also offer something to the conversation, offer something to the room. You will get so much further and farther when you're able to provide something to the individuals that are in the spaces. That's the game changer right there. When you can offer and then we are offering each other, now we're collaborating with a what? Collabing with a purpose. Now we're working together. Now we're doing it jointly. Versus us trying to just say, yo, can I get $1? You know that person? Yo, let me get this. Yo, you got a job for me? Hey, can you check out my resume? Hey, can you read this email? Hey, I got these questions for you. If that's what you're always constantly doing, then the networking is not going to be reciprocal.
Yeah, I think it goes back to my origin story, right? Making sure that every space that you come into, you bring something into the space. It doesn't always have to be tangible. It could be as simple as a smile and your energy. Make sure that every time you're in a space, you bring something to the space before you try to take away from the space. Because we go into the space is always taking, and we're not giving. We're not reciprocating the energy, and we're also not we're gonna take so much that there's nothing else to take, right? So just make sure that you're bringing things into the space as much as you're taking from the space as well.
Next, hidden figure networking. This is one of the more important ones that's often left off the table. Learn how to identify and have conversations with non-traditional leaders. How many of you have ever been to that cafeteria and that cafeteria staff member knows exactly how you like your omelets made in the morning? Or you know what I'm saying? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Or that person, maybe it's like the housekeeper that already, they knew your mom back in the day or something like that, or they're close to your family, or that advisor that's not the president of the university but knows everybody's name and knows how to make sure everybody's feeling all right. That's called hidden figure leaders. And those hidden figure leaders are the individuals that you should keep close to. One of the hidden figure leaders in my life, helped me get a job like recently. Like somebody who's underneath the radar, who's always just about helping people. Said, listen, I know somebody that got me into, the president's office, the CEO's office, the mayor's office, all of these major spaces. Don't run from those hidden figures.
Yeah, hidden figures don't always, the whole goal of hidden figures is looking at individuals for the work and how they treat people and not their titles, right? So seeing how they move on a day-to-day, it can really help. And also, I bring this up again, I come from a very big family. When you think about a family of my size, I literally probably have everything in my family. I have a senator in my family. I have somebody that runs a trucking company in my family. I have 3 people in the NFL in my family. I have an agent in my family. I have so much in my family. So imagine just having a regular conversation with me and not assume about one way, right? This is the job I want. I'm a biology major. That's all I'm thinking about. Lenny can't help me. He's not a biology major. Little do you know, somebody in my family could have went to school for biology. Somebody in my family could be working at Johnson. Honestly, to be the truth, yes, they do. They work at Johnson & Johnson, right? So that can help you out. But if you're not having these conversations on a human-to-human basis and you're going around being transactional, it's never going to help you. Or you're looking for the title or that special person to help you, it doesn't work that way. Being a good person to everybody else, what's for you will always find you. Right? So the good people are always going to find you. The good jobs are always going to find you if you move with intention and you move the right way.
And I'll tell you something briefly for those of you that are student leaders. For you that are looking for more individuals to be a part of your club, part of your organizations, sometimes those individuals are not student leaders. Student leaders do a really good job of speaking to other student leaders. They do a really good job of finding people who are already involved. Some of the hidden figures are folks that are chilling in the lounge that you've never met before. Sometimes they have their own community. I remember there was folks that were playing Pokemon, and I was just like, man, I don't even know if I could reach those folks. But I found one person in that group and said, yo, can you get me into the Pokemon group? I don't even know the language. But they made sure that I was a part of the conversation, and now we have an increased team and individuals in the space. Find the individuals that are non-traditional leaders. Let's move forward. Should we talk about social currency?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep it going. Because what we want to really do for y'all is we really want to make sure that we take some questions. Here's some things. Digital favors. Make sure you grab this slide. Grab this slide right here if you want to take a photo, right? Make sure that you are being a person that supports people online. People are existing online. So whether it's on LinkedIn or it's on Instagram or social media, make sure that you're doing that. Reshare, repost, share something, add a comment. Show people that you are listening, watching, and caring about the
Can I say something really quickly? Because
I
want students to understand, and staff, everyone. I want everybody to understand how important relationships are more than ever, right? If you go and you look at any stat, or you look at any information around getting a job, I'm gonna start there, right? 80% of individuals that got a job was through a referral, right? That means only a 20% window of you going online, applying for a job, right, and getting the job. No, excuse me, I messed that up. 80% got an interview, right? Just an interview, not the job, just an interview. So 20%, there's a 20% window, you're not even getting an interview, a phone call back, anything. So you got 80% if you have a referral, right, a relationship with somebody in the firm, that's the way you get an interview. So every day on a day-to-day, I want you to start to think about that. When you think about, we didn't talk about it, but your social currency and you're building your community, are you building your community the right way with intention to get you into those spaces? Because just applying online is not enough. Just watching a TikTok influencer tell you how they got the tech job is not enough. Right, we see those people like a day in the life. I get up at 8 in the morning and I eat boiled eggs and I run, and then the next thing you know, that didn't happen that way. A lot of it is relationships, right? So if you're not building these relationships, it's going to be really hard for you. I'm just being super honest. It's going to be really hard for you in the workforce, right? So it's important more than ever to connect with as many people as possible. If you're somebody that's an introvert and it's hard for you to do it in public, this is a perfect example to do it in private and dominate the digital landscape and build those individuals in your community to get to the next level.
Hey, I couldn't stress it enough. Intentional expertise, all right? I want you to grab this slide as well. Understand where your expertise is and lean into that. When people ask me about public speaking and how do you become a better public speaker, the first thing you want to do is talk about the things that you know the most about. Do not be hesitant, do not be afraid to lean into and build upon your expertise. Be consistent about who you are. Be that person that constantly shows folks, this is what I know about. This is why I'm strong. If you're the student government president, people should know that very clearly. You should know your constitution. You should know your constituents. You should know your e-board. You should know your team members. You should know all of that. When people can see that expertise in the flesh, it elevates your status, elevates your work at the highest degree. That's the difference between being average and being excellent, is being a person that's intentional with their expertise. And another thing is, find other people who are also experts in your space and build upon that network. Talk to others who are also in the know. If you're in this room and you're a student government president, raise your hand. Right? Raise your hand, or stand up, in fact. Stand up real quick. Student government presidents. If you're a student government president, right? So right here, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, however many, 6, 7 people in the room that are student government presidents. Y'all need to have conversations with one another. You know what I'm saying? Shout each other out, say what up, see you over there. Make sure you know who the other student government presidents are, because they're doing something that maybe could elevate your campus, and you might be doing something that could elevate your campus, and y'all might be doing something together that can just really change the state, if not the county, all right? So this is the type of thing when we talk about intentional expertise.
Can I do really one quick thing and then we
Yeah,
can try
please,
to
go
take
ahead.
questions? So I'm gonna actually give you, it's the professor in me, I can't help myself, but I'm actually gonna give you homework. And it's something I give my students all the time. And I usually don't do it in a large group, but today I wanna give it to a large group. So one, I want you to make sure you have a LinkedIn, right? So if you don't have a LinkedIn, find out, figure it out, get to your career center, find it, figure it out online, get a LinkedIn immediately. Make sure your LinkedIn matches some form of your resume, right? Make sure those two match. But the second part is something I always give my students. You have a school email, right? I'm gonna give you a trick. You have a school email. What you can do is find one expert in your field and tell that expert, tell them I said it, you can tell them I said it. Tell them that you had a homework assignment to do a 15-minute informational interview, right? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna interview this individual for 15 minutes, have a conversation about what they do, and guess what? That's one new person in your network, right? And you can continue to do that, because I'll be honest with you, I have done that. I had students reach out to me and say that their professor had them have an assignment for me to do this interview. This one student had me on the phone for like 90 minutes. I don't know how we got there, but they got me, right? I don't even know if the assignment even exists. But guess what? I'm in his network now. And guess what? When you graduate, now it's not cold anymore. You can reach out and say, look, I've been looking to work in your firm. Is there anybody else I can talk to? That's how you build your digital presence. So that's my homework to you. If you didn't hear anything else today, or if you don't connect with anybody else in here, which you should not, right? I want you to go online, build that LinkedIn, meet with somebody in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's not that hard. You should be able to do that next week or two. and have that informational interview so you can build your network.
And real quick, we're not going to go too deep into this one, but I want you to capture this slide. Part of networking is not being afraid to promote who you are, promote the work that you do, promote the ideas that you have. Make sure that folks are knowing what it is. Do it for free. Do it in volunteer spaces. Promote, promote, promote. All right? So with that said, we have a few minutes left. It's really short in time, but I do not want to leave here without answering any questions that people might have about their leadership space, something that's happening directly on their campus, something to elevate their careers and their futures. Whatever it is, we want to be able to support you as best we can. So there's 2 microphones in the back, and we'd love to take a question or 2 from the audience if you would share.
Feels like a town hall back there.
Yeah, I know, right? It's my humble, corny friend. Amen.
Hello? Yeah, I'm back.
There we go,
I'm back.
we're here.
Welcome back.
Me and my friend were just talking before this that even people within the higher ups, they still deal with nerves. So when you guys are having a performance like this, or when you guys are going through something, are the nerves like gone? Or are there nerves that still come up and you just have to work with like the breath and just go out and do it? How do you guys work through that still reoccurring nerve?
You're always, every human's nervous. If somebody says they're not nervous or they're not worried, I don't believe it.
They don't have a pulse.
Sorry, I don't. I just don't. Right? We all have it. It's about 2 things. It's about how you channel your nerves, right? So we did a little meditation here. That was great. Learning how to breathe always helps. But second, a lot of times you're nervous because you just never did it before or you haven't done it enough, right? So the more you do it, the less nervous you become. And you start to become nervous about other things. So for me, I don't get really nervous about the presentation. It's more like, if the slides don't work, this is a big, and I had this happen before. I had an auditorium full of 800 students, my microphone cut off, right? Would that happen? I hope that don't, right? But what I'm saying is that you start to think about other things, and then eventually you start to learn that that's not an issue anymore, right? So being able to channel your nerves is one, but also and know how to channel your nerves, what makes you feel better. And then 2, being able to, the more you do it, the more you practice, the better off you become.
Yeah, I'll say really briefly, preparation. The more you prepare, the less nervous you'll be. You'll always have nerves, but to take the nerves and make sure that it's nerves and not nervousness, it should just be more prepared, and also what Lenny said.
And also, if it's for a job interview, I'm going to be honest with you because we train corporate too. The people interviewing you are just as nervous as you are about the job, right? They got to hire the right person. There might be a lot of pressures behind that. So everybody's really nervous. It's just how everybody's channeling their nerves.
Yeah, thank you both. Thank you for your work today.
Thank you.
All right, let's get a couple more.
So this question is for the both of you. Jeff, you ended up speaking about how you can't turn your notifications off in real life. However, you tune out the noise of like negativity. As young leaders here, there's a lot of people we have to end up talking to who are negative and shut down ideas. How do you guys go about having to deal with people like that as leaders or entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so I think one of the things in your position, I'll talk about student leaders, you can't be linear in the way that you approach a wall. Sometimes you gotta scale the wall, you gotta break through the wall, you gotta run around the wall, sometimes you gotta come to the wall the next day, sometimes you have to paint the wall. And so when it comes with that nose, you always come with solutions and always come with options. So if it's that important of a barrier that you need to cross, then the first thing I want you to know is you need to have 10 solutions ready to go. And so if solution 1 doesn't work, you have 9 ready for the backup. And that's how you start to overcome barriers. And if you go with that one mindset and you single it out, you might get that negative feedback that you want. So you need to have a play and then an audible and then a backup play and then a 4th play and then think about it else. How do I support this person? Have it come from every different angle. Because some people, I think when you talk about, like, I've worked in higher ed, sometimes when I tell students no about certain things, it's just because that's just the administrative's way. Like, that's the rule, that's the policy, I'm sorry. But sometimes we don't think, as administrators, we don't have a backup solution that you might know that we don't know. And that's where you come to me, and if you came to me with a different option or a different way, now we can think creatively or collaboratively. So walk into every conversation that might be difficult, negative, whether it's your peers or whether it's an administrator, with 9 different variables, 9 different options.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hi, yeah, so how would you guys say is the best way to de-stress or say no? Because a lot of times, and this is my problem, is that I am too available. I'm always willing to say yes, I'm willing to always do something, but sometimes it gets too much and the pressure is a lot. So how do you get comfortable saying no?
Set your boundary and stick to it. And it's your boundary, right? So I have my own boundaries. For me, there's certain times of the day, if you reach out to me, unless you're my parents, my close family, and it's an emergency, I'm not answering because it's still gonna get done, right? Everything doesn't mean it's an emergency. It doesn't mean everything has to be fast, has to be done right away. So like, you gotta understand what are your boundaries. And also, as humans, we know when we're tired or we know when we're maxed out. And when we do that, it's time to do an audit and figure out what do we need to cut and what do we need to keep, right? And I think the third piece is, and we never brought this up earlier, especially in college, you need to find somebody that's your accountability partner too, right? That's gonna tell you, and you've been doing a lot, and they mean it from a place of love. Like, you've been doing a lot, and you need to, take a step back, or can I help you, or can I build? And then I'm gonna go one more, also learning as a leader in that space, you might need to learn how to be a better delegator too, and trust other people with the things that you delegate. All right, and I think those are some of the keys. I don't know if you have something else, Jeff.
Yeah, I'll be super brief. In essence of time, is one thing I think you should do is also throw your advisor under the bus, right? Just kidding, but not really, right? But essentially, sometimes you have to say no, and you just say, listen, I have to check with my advisor first. Like, that's something that just, balance it out and say, like, I can't do this. I need to have a conversation with my team before I can say no. Listen, my advisor, my the way that the programs run, we can't really address this right now. Like, give yourself some time to think about and assess if this is actually something that you can give time to versus saying yes immediately because that's the nature of who you are. Take a break and say, listen, let me just go talk to some other folks before we clear this up. Thank you.
Really quick, are we doing 5 more minutes? I don't know.
Yeah, we got, let's in the essence of time, if you all can ask your questions, and so that we can kind of answer them in a group, just so that we can try and get as many as possible. So let's start with you right here.
Sure. Hi, I have experience with public speaking, and I was wondering, how did you turn your skill into your job?
Got it. How do you turn your skill into your job? Thank you.
Right. I'm gonna write it down too.
I was wondering, when you mentioned being your authentic self, regardless of the kind of conventional way to present yourself, and I was curious, how do you cope with the feeling of vulnerability sometimes of presenting as your authentic self, even if it doesn't conform to a certain standard, and kind of just the feelings inside of I guess, not aligning with that image and fear of the opportunities you may lose as a result of that?
Got it. Authentic self, vulnerable. Got it. Thank you.
So I had one question since long when I was kid. So I asked my management professor that leaders are born or they are made. But he didn't answer me properly. So I have a question for you.
Are leaders born or are they made?
Yeah.
Okay. And then last but not least.
Y'all said y'all traveled across the country, over 150 schools. I just want to know, how do y'all balance your work life and travel and everything, and also your family and everything at home?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great question.
All right, so we'll start with the first question about public speaking and how we turned that into a business really quickly, or how we made it a professional. Listen, we were promoting ourselves. And so we were speaking in small rooms, in our jobs, in our spaces, and what we did was say, let's promote ourselves. And then somebody gave us a shot. And the only reason people gave you a shot is because you promoted yourself. And somebody knew who you were, and they said, do you want to do this? My first talk was for free. I didn't get $1 for it. I didn't do anything. I did it because somebody asked me, and I wanted to get myself up there. And then it started to promote myself, and then people started to say who I was. Then you build out your business. But the first thing you want to do, if you feel comfortable as a public speaker, is promote who you are, let people know that you're doing it, and then do free talks. Do free talks, get photos, get video, get all that content, and then it turns into a business overnight. Yeah, thank you. The next question was about your authentic self and vulnerability. I'll tell you this, the one thing I'll say about this, about being authentic selves, is be professional first, right? Understand the space, understand the room, know all of the landscape, understand that, and then be an expert in that. And then once you land that, then his doors are wide open. So, and you might feel a little vulnerable, like someone's gonna take that away from you, but I'm telling you right now, as long as you know the work, it doesn't even matter. I promise you it doesn't matter, but you gotta be really good at the job. You gotta be really, really good at the job. Leaders are born or made, you wanna take that one?
What was it?
Are leaders born or are leaders made?
I think that it's a mixture of both, right? Because I think that some people, when they're born, you just naturally see it, right? I'm a person that grew up around sports. So there's just some people, you naturally see everything comes right to them, right? And then at the same time, there's some people that they don't, because of culture, they're not allowed, or the way they were raised, or the way things were structured, they didn't see leadership in them. So sometimes it depends. Like some people have been born with it, but some people can learn it. But what I'm saying is that what makes it really cool is that any time you can become a leader, right? You might not have felt like you were a leader at 5, but when you're 35, you might be one of the biggest leaders of an organization. We have seen that. So to me, I don't think there's no right answer to that. I think that some people are literally born right away and they are a leader. Like my grandma, I brought that up earlier. My grandma was a woman that was the oldest child out of 19. She had no choice but to be a leader because they needed the help of an older child, right? So that's a little different than some of her younger siblings that didn't have to learn leadership as early. So it all depends on how things are structured. But the thing I love about leadership is that you can become a leader and learn the things around leadership at any given moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of training, so you can train yourself to be even a better leader if you haven't already. And then last was about finding balance through travel, family, and time management.
I think, I'm not a big fan of social media saying things like, there's no such thing as work-life balance and 24/7 and always being on. No, you're gonna burn yourself out. So I think what's important is understanding, you can't manage, Jeff always brings this up, you can't manage time, you can only prioritize time, right? And what are your real priorities at the moment? And I'm a big believer, just like a TV show, your life lives in seasons. So your season might be that you're a single individual, you're traveling the world, you're working really hard to build to season 2, that's with your family, and you might have to take a step back and delegate in different spaces. So you have to understand what's for you, what's your goals, and how to prioritize what's important, right? And then sometimes and I'm gonna be very honest with you, very, very honest. When you start a lot of this entrepreneurship or business, you miss out on things, unfortunately. But you gotta have the right people around you to understand that you're only missing out on it right now, but you're gonna be able to come back later on, and I still care for you the same way.
Yeah, if you could work with somebody and have a partner or a friend or a business partner or your relationship, the folks that are around you, like that's your team. Like build your inner squad that's gonna make sure that you prioritize the things that matter most. And yeah, sometimes I can't make the flight to Charlotte because it's my son's birthday. And I just know that somebody else has my back in that space. And sometimes I am flying to LA, we are flying to LA together, and we're gonna do that, and we know that somebody else is gonna take care of what needs to get taken care of at home. So that's why it's so important to find some accountability partners, some teammates, some friends, some colleagues, some folks that are gonna hold you down so that you don't have to do this and fight through it by yourself.
Yeah, that's why the greatest leaders have teams. The best leaders and the people that are successful, the reason why they're being more successful and they keep going in life is to buy back more time for themselves. If there's somebody that's consistently still chasing all this stuff and they don't have no time for themselves, they're not really scaling and they're not really gonna be successful in the long run.
So we appreciate y'all so much. We wanna say we go by the name of Trill or Not Trill. This is Lenny Williams.
Thank y'all.
I'm Jeff Dess. Find us on social media, LinkedIn or Instagram. And please, if you have any other questions, we'll be here for a few more minutes. But enjoy the rest of the day. Go be the influencers that we know that you are. And we appreciate you more than you know. Thank you guys so much.
Have a good one.
Keep the applause going for Jeff and Lenny. Trill or not trill. Come on, we can do louder, 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 louder. Keep it going. Louder. Stomp your feet, hit the tables. Encore, encore. No, give yourselves a round of applause. Awesome, awesome. All right, so as of right now, most important part of today, lunch is ready. All right? So during lunch, we're going to have some special stuff going on during lunch as well. During that time, also, you can stop by those student story stations that we have. Continue to make those connections, all right? You've got your Leadership Quest cards. Continue to make those connections. That was a tough one. Leadership Quest cards. There we go. All right. I'm one time fast, and that's it. All right. So lunch is ready in the back. You can make your way to the tables, grab some food, and come back. We're going to do it nice and organized. Form a line. Can't recall if we planned on how if we're lined up, but we're all leaders here. I'm sure it's going to be a nice organized system. Grab a bite to eat. You can make your way back to your table, and we'll be back with more announcements, and we'll continue the agenda.